Pipe Network presents.
Hello everyone! Welcome to ReWINEd, a Throwback Podcast, and we're still here celebrating International Women's Month. Kasi for March, di ba, perfect na perfect. At saka, grabe, ang special ng episode natin today, hindi ko na patatagalin ng intro kasi ano talaga, sobrang inline siya sa women empowerment because of its characters, no? And at the same time, sa akin, special siya kasi parang ito yata yung kaisa-isang teleserye na kaya kong panoorin over and over again. Naka 12 times na ata ako. Hindi yun joke ha, totoo yun, seryoso yun. Kaya ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay ang fashionserye, first fashionserye sa Pilipinas, ang Magkaribal. At syempre, sino pa bang dapat nating imbitahan kundi ang creator talaga, ang gumawa ng Magkaribal, Miss G3 San Diego. Hi, G3!
Hi, Jimpy. Hi, happy International Women's Month to all our women here.
Yes, and thank you so much sa to talk about Magkaribal. As in, sobrang tagal ko na tong wish na ma-uncover at ma-unravel lahat, no, ng mga sikreto sa likod ng Magkaribal. So, ayan. Pero una muna, bago tayo dumating doon, no, pwede ba kaming konting history. Bago nagawa ang Magkaribal, saan ba nag-start si G3? Like, what were your works before?
Oh my God, wait. I started working when I was still in college. Sa Lasal ako nag-aral. Tapos I remember, nag-apply na ako. On my last year, nag-send out na ako ng mga resume. I sent out 250 resumes by foot. By foot ha, as in pinupuntahan ko yung mga opisina. And then some by mail. But mostly by foot, yon. Tapos, sabi ko, sino kaya yung unang magre-reply? Tapos hindi pa email, as in talagang cover letter. So nobody really reached out to me. And then like after a couple of weeks, Preview contacted me and then asked me to contribute articles. So yun yung una kong naging trabaho. And then may Cosmo Bride pa nun Ang editors ko nun si Apple Sabihin tsaka si Tweety De Leon. Yun. And then after that, sabi ko lang pera dito. Nag-corporate ako. So I went into sales for 2 years. Hindi, 1 year lang ako nag-sales. So sabi ko, nakakaubos ng ganito, ayoko dito. Tapos, and then I went into advertising. Ito na yung writing proper ng career ko. So I started as a junior copywriter. And then until I became a copywriter for Bates Worldwide. My accounts then were Citibank, HSBC, Lucky Strike, and what's the other one? AIG. Yon. So I stayed there for about 2 years, and then they had a change of management. Yung creative manager ko, na-fire. Siya yung nag-hire sa akin. So yung pumalit sa kanya, parang hindi niya ako bet. Hindi niya ako gusto. So parang binigyan niya ako ng 1 month. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, what am I gonna do? At the time, in love ako dun sa office mate ko. Mas concerned ako dun.
Oh my.
Sabi ko, hindi ko na makikita si Kaloy. May connection to. Sabi ko, hindi ko na makikita si Kaloy. Oh my God. And then, I was eventually, so naubos lahat ng sweldo ko na ipon for about 7 months. Nagliwaliw lang ako. And then I eventually was called in for a brainstorming session by my friend Garlic Garcia, who's now head of content for View. Yeah, she goes, parang, oy, punta ka sa ABS-CBN. We have a brainstorming session. So I went to the brainstorming session. So it was like a big conference room full of writers. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, parang Survivor pala to. Yung, alam mo yun, may mga eliminate, may pipiliin lang na 5, ganyan. Fortunately, isa ako dun sa mga napili. And then I was already given a show right away. They gave me ASAP. ASAP Mania pa nun. At ang first assigned host ko, I see Miss Claudine Barretto.
Oh my gosh! So were you part of that,
The putang ina, yes. Ako yung
Shucks.
writer, no? Tapos tinititigan ako ni Mr. M. Sabi niya, sabi ko, ano pong magagawa? Anong gagawin ko? Live. Malay ko bang madudula siya, diba? Diba yung image ni Claudine, parang siya yung, diba? Parang queen and very,
Oo.
very wholesome. And nadula si girl. So sabi ko, anong gagawin ko, Mr. M? Wala akong magagawa. So yun. So yun yung iconic na.
Oh my gosh,
Yun ang
grabe.
hindi ko malilimutan sa first show ko. At si Claudine Barretto pa talaga. Doon pa sa kanya pa talaga nangyari. Yun.
Oo.
So yun. So I was given a lot of variety shows. Nasundan siya ng Star in a Million. A lot of other variety shows and talk shows. Pati morning show, binigay sa akin yung kay Charlene Gonzalez. Yung pang Sunday. Nakalimutan
At
ko na
home
yung
ka dito.
Yes, at home ka dito.
Aha.
Yun. So yun. And then eventually, dati kasi pag writer ka sa ABS-CBN, paramihan ng show. Hindi ka pwedeng mabuhay ng isa lang yung show. So apat-apat, lima-lima yung show, ganyan. Walang tulugan, ganun talaga. As in, patayan, ganyan. And then na-invite ako naman to brainstorm for teleseryes. Kasi iba yung discipline ng music and variety, reality, talk show. Nagkakaibang department yun kasi before. Ngayon kasi parang one business unit head, pwede ka mag-produce ng kahit anong show.
Oo.
Variety show, whatever, musical
Drama.
variety, drama. Ngayon lahat na ng units, although konti na rin naman yung nagpo-produce sa ABS-CBN. Ngayon, pwede na mag-produce kahit sinong producer ng teleserye. But before kasi, during my time, this was early 2000s, yung unit lang ni Tita Malu Santos, Star Cinema. Star Cinema lang ang nagpo-produce ng mga teleserye. So, na-invite ako. And then yun, pinag-brainstorm kami. Tapos, nakuha ulit ako. And then my first teleserye ever that I helped conceptualize was Cristala.
Oh.
Judy Ann Santos. Siya yung first ko na teleserye. Kasi parang nung time na yon, GMA launched Darna. So parang naging number 2 bigla yung Channel 2. Di ba? Parang bigla nagkaroon ng shift in the scheme of things. Bigla naging number 1 na yung Channel 7 because of Darna. So we were commissioned, my group was commissioned to create a superhero serye. Tapos sabi ko, sino pong bida? Ganyan. Kasi Angel Locsin yun sa kabila, di ba?
Yes.
Yun. Judy Ann Santos. Ay, bongga. I love Judy Ann. Queen of teleserye. Ganyan. Pero sabi ko parang, oh my God, paano natin lalabanan yung Darna? So nakita namin yung costume. Oh my God, long sleeves. Tsaka leggings. Diba? So yun. So ginawa namin yung Cristala. And then after that, my 3 succeeding shows were with Judy Ann. So yun. So ano ba yung next nun?
Sa piling mo?
Isabella with Derek. And then sa piling mo with Piolo. Yun ang pinaka-favorite ko na teleserye na nagawa ko. Yung sa piling mo. Ang ganda-ganda nun. Si Francis Passion ang nag-concept nun. Derek Francis Passion. Patay na siya.
Bless his soul.
Bless his soul. Pero ang ganda-ganda ng concept nun. So, gustong-gusto ko yon. And then, at the time, nagpo-produce na rin ng teleseries si Sir Deo and Rinal. Kasi siya dati, music and variety lang siya. So, I was invited to write for Claudine. Iisa pa lamang. Yun yung mga natutunan ko, yung, linyahan. Si Reggie Amigo yung head writer ko. Sabi niya, ganito yung ano niyan. Basta larger than life. Yun yung mga gold digger in red. Mga ganyan. Ano ba yun? Hindi ko na maalala. Basta yun. Yung sampalan, yung sinasampal ni Claudine lahat ng tao. So yun. So after nun, nagkaroon yata ng break and then bumalik si Claudine kay Tita Malu. Sabi ni Tita Malu sa akin, okay, come back to ni Claudine, kailangan mo siyang isipan ng teleserye. And then, ikaw na yung mag-head write nito. Sabi ko, oh my God, thank you. Kasi first head writing show ko siya na drama. Nakapag-head write na ako ng specials, ng mga variety show, pero never pa ako nag-head write ng drama. So, binigyan niya ako ng responsibility. Favorite na favorite ni Tita Malu nun si Claudine. Siya talaga yung golden girl. Siya yung pinaka-favorite. So, sabi niya, gawa tayo ng teleserye for Claudine. Yun. So, I put up a team. Meron akong team. Tapos, we came up with 3 concepts for Claudine. So, we pitched it all to her. Tapos, yung first 2 concepts, parang in the conference room was Claudine, Mr. M, Tita Mariol of Star Magic, and then my producers, and then my writers, and sino ba nandun sa room? Basta yon, and then si Claudine. So pinitch yung dalawang concept na nauna. Parang silang lahat sinasabi, parang it's very usual, parang parati na lang ganyan, keme. And then yung third concept, although hindi siya buong buo, ang nagustuhan nila na idea, sisters. Sisters. Parang maganda yung sisters. Ganyan, sinasabi nila. Okay, explore natin yung sisters. Pero sining kasama ni Claudine, Keme, ganyan. So, I think it was Tita Mariel, if I remember correctly, si Tita Mariel nagsabi na, si Gretchen! Kasi dati si Gretchen hindi na umaarte, di ba? Parang nag-stop na siya umarte. And then right then and there, Claudine called up Gretchen. Yun, as in tinawagan niya, I'm doing a teleserye. Are you interested in doing it? Yes! Yes kaagad. So parang wow, meron na kaagad approved concept and then may mga artista na. So ang sarap isulat, diba? Kasi Gretchen and Claudine. Diba parang umandar na yung utak ko, ganyan, Keme. So we started doing the story development, ganyan. So inaayos na namin. So pinagpuyatan namin siya and everything, ganyan. Dati kasi, Jimpy, kapag wala kang umi-airing show, wala kang sweldo. So talagang nagkukumahog kami. Kailangan ma-approve, kailangan umi-air kasi dun ka lang talaga sa sweldo. Once your show hits the air. Otherwise, kung matagal ka mag-concept, kung matagal ka mag-story dev, pahaba na hindi na-approve yan. Yun, wala ka talagang sweldo. Gutom ang mga bakla pag walang umi-air na show, ganyan. So yun, so inaayos na namin, ganyan. So na-pitch na and everything. Itong si girl, lumipat ng GMA, walang pasabi, nakakaloka,
So
diba?
hindi nyo talaga alam noon habang
As in, naloka kami. Bigla na lang nabalitaan na, may announcement na sa GMA na si girl. So, lokang-loka talaga kaming lahat. So, oh my God. So, na-shelf yung project. Yun ang pagkakaalam ko, na-shelf siya. So, ako talaga parang, oh my God, yung pinaghirapan namin. So, parang, ano nang kakainin namin lahat? Wala na kaming pera. Keme-keme, ganyan-ganyan. And then after a few weeks, tinawagan ako ng producer ko, si Jimmy Ocampo. Sabi niya, itutuloy natin. Nagdesisyon si Tita Malu. Itutuloy natin ang teleserye. Wala pang title. Itutuloy natin ang Sisters. Imagine mo ko Sisters yung title. Parang napkin, di ba?
Oo. Pero dati, di ba, parang pine-press release na, oy, magsasama Gretchen and Claudine. Parang laging sinasabi lang, magkapatid, ganyan.
Yes. Yun ang tawag namin, Sisters. Oh my God, na-shelve ang Sisters. Ganyan. But then, nag-decide nga si Tita Malu, itutuloy natin at itutuloy natin with Bea Alonzo. So, syempre ako, parang sabi ko, teka muna, magkamukha ba sila ni Gretchen? So, parang ako, yung logical side ng brain ko, sabi ko, hindi naman maniniwala yung mga tao. Kasi, syempre, coming from Claudine and Gretchen, diba? Maging Bea Gretchen, sabi ko, oh my gosh, paano kayo maniniwala yung tao? Ganyan. Magkapatid sila. Tapos, doon ko napatunayan na casting is just secondary if your story is strong enough. Mapapaniwala mo yung mga tao basta maganda yung kwento. Kasi wala naman nag-question sa amin na hindi mo sila magkamukha, ganyan. Or, wala nag-question sa amin. Tapos, yung tanong mo sa akin sa email, did we have to change anything when Claudine exited? We didn't change a single thing. Nothing. We did not change anything to tailor make it for Bea. As is yung kwento. Wala kaming binago. Parang ito yung declaration somehow na parang hindi kami ma-affect sa pag-alis ni Claudine, ganyan. So yung sa ginawa niya to our team, hindi kami, of course, I love Claudine, di ba? Naiintindihan ko naman yung mga decisions niya at the time na parang she did it for her career, whatever, ganyan, di ba? Parang it was a wrong move eventually, di ba? But, it was her decision to make, di ba? And I respect her for following that decision that she wanted to make at the time. But kami kasi, parang from the idea na, oh my God, shelf na to, sayang yung konsepto, sayang yung kwento, di ba, kung hindi siya magagawa. Tuwan-tuwa kami kasi natuloy siya. So we went to work right away. And then it was an very easy pilot to write. Alam ko, one draft lang. Yeah, one draft lang siya. If I remember correctly, one draft. And then approved. And never nangyari yun sa buong buhay ko ha. Sa pagsusulat ko ng teleserye, parati akong 10 drafts, 11 drafts, ganyan. Parang mahina yung 5 drafts. Ito, 1 draft. And I
Oo.
still have that draft. I still have it at hard copy. And yun, umere kami. I forget when kami umere.
June
Nakalimutan ko kung
28,
anong
2010.
Ayun! Oh my God! Kaka-birthday ko lang pala. June 28. Yun. So,
Oo.
umere kami. Yun yung
Mhm.
simula niya.
Grabe, pero surprise kwento din yan na nagsimula pala siya with Gretchen mismo. Kasi parang I've heard dati na parang you say na medyo may soft spot sa'yo din yung Magkaribal kasi parang you dedicate it ba to your mom? Parang ganon.
Yes, my mom kasi was a fashion designer in the 80s. And,
Mhm.
parang sabi ko, parang it's so familiar to me kasi lumaki ako, nakikita ko yung nanay ko nagde-design. Meron siyang sketch room sa bahay. Nakabukas parati ng konti yung pinto. Tapos napapalibutan siya ng tela. Tapos meron siyang mesa. Tapos nagde-design lang siya. And then she had 3 boutiques. One in Farmers, one in Ali Mall, and one in Vera Mall. O, diba?
Oo.
80s na 80s. My God. Kasi after kami sunduin sa school, diretso kami dun sa store niya. So, alam ko talaga like dresses, napapaligiran ako. So, I knew the business and I knew the creative side. And, when you're starting a teleserye, they're always gonna ask you, what's the milieu? Kasi
Mhm.
pare-pareho lang naman yung kwento. May nawawala, may nagigigante. Ganun lahat yon, di ba? Ang teleserye kasi, dalawa lang naman ang objective niyan. Either search or revenge. So,
Oo.
nagbabago lang yung lasa, nagbabago yung timpla with the milieu. So, parang wala pa ako napapanood na fashion yung milieu. Kasi parang sinasabi nila parati pag pinipitch ko na fashion, ganyan, parang it's so frivolous. Parang hindi siya
Oo.
malalim na ano. Sabi ko, hindi po! May lalim po yan. Ganyan, keme-keme, yan, ganyan. Tamang-tama, ito si Gretchen, fashionista, diba? Parang naging character din yung fashion ng show. And
Oo.
Angel Aquino, of course, is a model. So yun. So parang, yeah, so parang sabi ko, if I'm gonna handwrite a teleserye, if I'm gonna create a teleserye, I want it to be very personal to me also. So yun, so sabi ko, gusto ko yung mga characters, mga fashion designer like my mom. So parang in a way, it's like my ode to my mother. Parang yan yung ano ko sa'yo ha,
Oo.
para wala kang masabi, keme, ganyan. So yun. So it was really for
Mhm.
my mom, yon. And then, yeah, so parang from there, nabuhay yung mundo. Parang kasi, para siyang gumagawa ka kasi para kang gumagawa ng bahay. Para
Oo.
magsisimula ka muna sa foundation, di ba? Ganyan. So pag meron ka na kasing mundo, madali nang i-craft yung characters, di ba? Parang, of course, you start with the idea, sisters. Ano bang pwedeng gawin sa sisters? Ganyan. And then pag binihisan mo na, doon na siya nagiging totoo, nagiging ano na siya, totoong buhay. Yun.
Mhm.
So, that was the history of the milieu. And then I'll give you a trivia also. Tapos sabi ko,
Ah.
yung kasi ang masayang part masaya pero ano rin, stressful din na part ng pagbuo ng teleserye is pagbibigay ng pangalan sa mga character. So parang ano ba maganda pangalan ng bida, ganyan. So Angela, anong pangalan? Nakalimutan ko na. Oh my God, ano yung unang niyang pangalan?
Angela siya, tas naging Gelai.
Ayun, naging Jella.
Oo.
Angela, all of the names of the characters in Magkaribal are named after fashion designers and fashion
Mhm.
houses. So Angela, Bea is Angela from Angela Missoni. Yun yung mga favorite ko na brands. And then what's this? Gretchen's name was Victoria, diba?
Victoria.
Victoria Beckham. Oh, Victoria
Mhm.
Beckham. And then Vera, of course, is after Vera Wang.
Oo.
And then the character of Derek Ramsey is Louis Vuitton. Ganyan. Basta
Ah.
lahat sila. Every time we create a new character, sabi ko, hindi, kailangan fashion designer yung name. So meron ka ng listahan ng mga fashion designers.
Oo.
Ang nag-iisang character na hindi fashion designer na name ay si En Chong Di. Si Kaloy. Dahil, di ba, yung story ko with Kaloy, nung una
Oo.
kong, so sabi ko, gagawin ko to for Kaloy. Yun. Pangalanan ko tong
Mhm.
Kaloy. So tuwan-tuwa ako sa character ni En Chong Di. Kasi parang, finashion ko siya after the guy that I was in love with when I was still in advertising. So lahat sila fashion designers yung name except si Kaloy.
Oo. Alam mo, napakitito din ako sa Kaloy kasi nung time na yan, meron din akong super love na kamukha naman niya si Enchong. So kapag kino-code name namin siya, Kaloy, kasi nga, coming from Magkaribal
Mm.
na siya si Enchong. yun yung character ni Enchong sa Magkaribal. Wala, napa-flashback din tuloy ako. But anyway,
Pero, 'di ba? 'Yon.
yun na, napunta na tayo sa character names. Yun nga din, no, naging ano yun, parang na-notice nga na lahat from fashion designer. Pero yung Gelai, ano yun, nickname lang ni Angela talaga or si Gelai din. Kasi
Yeah.
parang,
Nickname lang ng Angela.
mhm.
Mm.
Kasi may friend ako na nakakita daw siya sa Divisoria ba? Sakto nga na Divisoria. Sabi ko, totoo ba yan? Para daw siya nakakita na brand siya ng lingerie. Tapos Gelai yung pangalan. So sabi ko,
Oh,
ano kaya
wow!
yun?
No,
So,
no, no. Ano lang siya,
mhm,
palayaw lang siya ng Angela para hindi halatang siya yung kapatid na
kapatid.
nawawala.
Mhm.
Mm.
Oh, ito na, crafting the characters. Kasi lahat talaga sila empowered. Pero, nung umpisa pa lang, kasi di ba Claudine Serye nga siya, pero ang protagonist nyo is si Victoria. Ganon na rin siya talaga.
Hindi ako aware when we were crafting the characters. Of course, kasi ang bida ay si Bea, 'di ba? Hindi ako
Oo.
aware na ang naging protagonist ay si Victoria, si Gretchen. Kasi siya yung may objective eh. Siya yung naghahanap.
Oo.
Kasi si Bea, hindi naman niya alam na nawawala siya eh. So sabi ko, oo nga, parang nabaligtad. Parang si Victoria yung naging protagonist. Ganyan. Pero syempre, parang because Bea was the lead actress, kailangan talaga pantay na pantay. So even if Victoria was the protagonist, yung Jelay also had so much weight as a
Yeah.
character. So sa kanya binigay yung love story. So dapat sa kanya ibigay yung love story. Yun.
Mhm.
And then in crafting the characters, parang, I don't know ha, kasi parang ayoko ng bidang babae na nag-aantay. Alam mo yon. Gusto ko may ginagawa siya. Gusto actively doing something. Hindi yung parang iniintay yung lalaki na, alam mo yon, parang I
Oo.
wanted to give the, and because it's a sister story, sabi ko may magsasuffer dito na character. Siya yung magiging inactive. Kasi ito yung mga lalaki. Yon. So si Derek nga yung parang naging sub-story. Siya yung parang
Oo.
naging second layer, parang ganyan. Okay lang naman. Like, I took it up with my producers and my creative manager, si Rikili. Sabi niya, okay lang naman na yung mga popronta dyan, mga babae. Yon.
Mhm.
So, ganun talaga. Hindi mo kasi kayang pantay-pantayin na lahat sila may active objective kasi sasabog talaga yung kwento. Wala ka nang masusundan. So, kailangan meron ka
Oo.
talagang overarching na objective. And the objective is magkita ulit yung magkapatid. So,
Mhm.
yung love story will have to be secondary. Yun. All the teleseries I did are essentially love stories. And all the teleseries are essentially love stories. Walang teleserye na hindi love story. Pero ito
Correct.
kasi, yun nga, parang in a way, parang hindi naman ako nag-worry na hindi to love story ganyan, because we had so much fun crafting the characters yon. So we were very aware that this was going to be a women centric soap
Mhm.
opera. Even the villain, even the antagonist was going to be very powerful.
Yes. Ayun na nga, puntahan na natin si Vera kasi siya talaga, I mean, grabe, parang sa lahat ng nakilala ko naging fan ng Magkaribal, we all love to hate her. Ganon level.
Mm.
Kasi ang galing ni Angel Aquino, ang ganda-ganda niya. Tapos ang ganda-ganda ng character ni Vera. So, paano niya siya binuo na ang ganda, kasi in a way, ang ganda ng objective in a sense na kung wala yon, hindi sila magiging magkaribal, hindi, walang mangyayari
Yeah.
sa kwento, di ba?
Yeah, it was very important for me to make her not a black character. Kailangan meron siyang backstory. Kailangan meron siyang pinaglalaban na sympathetic. Kasi si
Ah,
Vera, nagmahal lang naman siya eh. Kaya siya ganyan. Natatakot siyang mawala yung minamahal niya. So she would do anything, di ba, for the man that she loves. Kasi parang ang tanging kasalanan lang ni Vera is na in love siya dun sa may asawa. Dun sa
yes.
tatay nga, sa tatay nila Gretchen tsaka ni Bea. So yun, tapos parang at the time, Angel Aquino wasn't really doing teleseries. I don't think na, basta, ang alam ko, sinabi niya sa akin na parang, yon big break niya yon yung Vera character. Kasi after no, nagsunod-sunod na talaga yung mga
Ah,
roles niya, hindi na siya tumigil sa pag-arte. And I didn't really know, yung capacity niya as an actress. I haven't seen anything that she was in. I knew that she made movies like Mombaki and stuff like that. I forget who suggested her. I don't remember kung basta we were throwing out names when we were doing casting, and I forget who suggested her name. But, everybody agreed yun, na gawin siya. Parang kasi nag-iisip kami, sino bang pwedeng tumapat kay Gretchen? So, syempre,
aha.
gusto ko si Don Zulueta, di ba? Kaya lang kailangan di ganun din kabongga. Parang
Oo.
at saka at the time hindi rin naman siya possible, 'di ba? Hindi naman sila magsasama sa isang
Oo.
teleserye. So yun. So yun, I think that's why we decided on Angel Aquino. And she made it so iconic. 'Di ba? Parang
Yes.
grabe din si girl. Talagang lumaban din si girl. Kasi si Gretchen, pag inaarte niya talaga yan. Talagang larger than life. Iconic si Gretchen umarte. Tinapatan din ni Angel. So yun. So silang dalawa
Oo.
talaga yung inabangan, yung tagisa nila talaga yung inabangan. So, yun. And lumaban din naman sa fashion si girl.
Mhm. So fake news yung well, totoo naman kasing hindi naman gano'n talaga ka-reliable ang Wikipedia, no? It's just that nandun
Hmm.
kasi siya. May mga binanggit pa na may mga Donna Cruz na na-consider for the show, Sherry Hill, Christopher De Leon, ganyan.
Hindi ko na maalala. Walang Donna Cruz, definitely. Hindi, although
Ah,
love ko si Donna Cruz, pero
yeah.
hindi siya, I don't remember na kasama
Oo.
siya sa casting process. Hindi ko na maalala kung may Christopher. I don't think may Christopher. And hindi ko na rin maalala kung may Sherry Hill. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't
Mhm.
remember kung sino yung mga names na tinrow sa casting. I might be mistaken, but I don't remember.
Pero ang isa akong curious kasi meron ng look test with Gretchen, Derek, Bea, and Enchong, 'di ba? Na parang gano'n. Tapos
Hmm.
pumasok si Erich. So ibig sabihin ba parang kung hindi love team si Enchong and Erich nun, walang Chloe character or was she really part of the story?
Kailangan kasi merong pinanghahawakan si Angel. Hindi pwedeng may relasyon lang sila ni Manuel. Hindi pwedeng may
Ah,
relasyon lang sila ni Mark Hill. Kailangan meron siyang
mm.
bearing dun sa relationship. So dapat talaga meron siyang anak. So yun. So I think because love team na si Enchong tsaka si upcoming love team sila. So Erich was also cast. And lumaban din naman si girl, in fairness.
Oo.
Ang dami rin niyang moments doon. And then nag-spin off din yung silang dalawa to get a show of their own. And then when we were casting the young cast, Catherine Bernardo was audition. Tapos parang kami, oh my God, parang iniisip namin, parang kamukha ba ito ni Gretchen? Malalaman mo ba maging Gretchen pa paglaki? Ganyan. Ang bata pa ni Catherine, no? Naalala
Oo.
ko. Galing siya sa Super Ingo ba yun? Parang,
Oo, parang
yun yung
gano'n.
pinanggalingan niya. Parang, basta child star. Tapos when we were watching the rushes, parang wow, ang galing ni girl. Sobrang galing na artista na itong batang to. So yun, pag nag-work kami ni Catherine, nagchichikahan kami ni Mommy Min, parang sabi, hoy, ganyan-ganyan, kundi dahil sa Magkaribal, hindi mapapansin si Keme, si Catherine, ganyan. So very thankful din si Mommy Min dun sa Magkaribal for Catherine. And
Mhm.
talagang lumaban din talaga si girl.
Correct. At saka ang tapang nung eksena na kinailangan niya
Yeah.
magtanggal ng robe, 'di ba? Buti pala yun nakapasa siya. Kumbaga, yun nga sabi niyo kanina, sabi mo kanina draft one lang. Eh syempre, 'di ba parang at that
Oo.
time.
Mas nag-worry kami sa baka hindi na siya mabigyan ng mga wholesome roles after,
Aha.
ganyan. Kasi nga, di ba parang yung, yung eksena kasi parang pinaghuhubad siya, ganyan.
Oo.
Tapos, akala mo, di ba, parang magiging prostitution, whatever. Hindi, gagawin lang pala siyang muse model, di
Oo.
ba? So yun. So hindi naman siya naging ganun ka-controversial.
Pero isa rin yan sa na-appreciate ko kay Victoria kasi parang gumawa kayo ng bida na hindi malinis. Kumbaga, yung 'di ba
Hmm.
lagi kasing parang kailangan angelic yung bida or ano.
Yes.
Pero ito may mga ginawa siyang moves din talaga to fend for herself and for her sister.
Yes. Pero kailangan talaga meron kang pure character. Kaya hindi namin ginagalaw si Bea. Kailangan talaga
Ah,
pure character siya. Na, kasi parang yun yung traditional eh. Yung bida mo
oo,
dapat talaga yung unwavering, isa lang ang minahal, tapos virginal, ganyan. Or
oo,
pure, mabait na anak, ganyan. So yun yung ano. So nakapaglaro kami sa character ni Gretchen. Because Gretchen is a more mature actress.
oo,
So we were, allowed to give her like a role that was medyo flawed. Flawed pero understandable, sympathetic, naiintindihan mo
oo.
yung pinagdaanan niya. Ganon. Kasi ngayon, if you watch, di ba parang mga shows ngayon, series ngayon on streaming, all the characters are flawed. Di ba parang
Yes.
you hate them and yet you follow them. Di ba parang kasi before it was really, really forbidden. Huwag kang gagawa ng character na prostitute or na ganyan or whatever. or merong bahid ng kadumihan or masama ugali kasi hindi yan susundan, hindi kakapit, yun yung term, hindi kakapit yung audience sa kanya. But then again, because nga she had a very, very strong backstory, si Gretchen, at naarte niya talaga ng bonggang-bongga. So, kinapitan din talaga siya. And it's very universal, di ba? Like, pag ikaw, nangyari sa'yo yun, ito rin yung mga, parang the great thing about, crafting a character that's so fully dimensional is that you understand her course of action. Naiintindihan mo, gagawin ba niya to? Kasi meron kaming Bible. In any teleserye, nung time ko in any teleserye, bago ka magsulat ng script, bago ka gumawa ng kahit ano, gagawa ka muna ng Bible. Yung Bible na tinatawag is, ano yung kwento? And then, isa-isa yung characters. Hihimayin bawat character. Down to the support cast, down to the pinakaganyan. And lahat sila merong tinatawag na external objective. So, yung external objective ni Gretchen is to look for my sister. Internal objective, ganyan. Tapos, meron kang external conflict. External conflict kasi diba nagkahiwalay sila. Saan niya hahanapin, diba? And then internal conflict. So, lahat sila may ganon. So, iisa-isahin mo. Ano bang, nakalimutan ko na kasi kung ano internal conflict ni Victoria. Ganon din si Gelai. Ano bang external conflict ni Gelai? Ano bang external objective niya? Gusto ko maging designer. Yun. Parang ganon. Mm-hmm. So, everybody, kailangan talaga may character Bible. So, yun ang babalik-balikan mo every time you write a script, every time you write a scene, every time you think of a plot point, ganon yung kaya ba itong gawin ng character? May intindihan mo ba kung ginawa? Para hindi siya tikwas dun sa personalidad ng character. So, yun yung pinaka mga nitty-gritty parts in creating the show. Yun muna. Kailangan mo yan, iplakado mo yan. And then, syempre, yung internal objective at saka internal conflict ng bawat character. Halimbawa, may in love ka kay Derek. Kailangan sinasagot nila yung isa't isa. May in love ba ako kay Derek kung ang internal conflict niya is ganyan? So, ang natutunan ko kasi kay Olivia Lamasan, people don't just fall in love. Kasi parang akala natin magkita lang yung dalawang bida, may in love na yan. They have to answer something that they need from within, from the other character. So, parang kinakondition mo, parang nagkita tong dalawang to, prepared ka na. Kasi I'll give you an example. For me, this is the best example. Yung kay John Lloyd and kay Sarah na movie. Ano yung movie nila?
A Very Special Love.
Yun ba yung pinakauna? Yun yung part 1.
Yes.
Diba si John Lloyd, parang, ang character kasi ni John Lloyd doon, pangalawang pamilya siya, diba? So, anak siya sa labas, so parati silang number 2. Tapos meron siyang kuya, diba? Si Roel Santiago. So, all his life, number 2 siya. Ang gusto lang niya, ang internal objective niya, to be number 1. Kaya importante sa kanya na yung magazine niya maging number 1. Kasi ang feeling niya, parati siyang pangalawa. Parati siyang second choice. Very Harry, very Prince Harry yung objective niya, diba? So, nung nakilala niya si Lyda, ang priority, si John Lloyd, para sa akin, number 1 ka. Una ka sa lahat, ganyan. Lahat ng gagawin ko, ikaw ang mauuna. Kaya naiintindihan mo na in love si John Lloyd sa secretary niya. Kasi yung hinihingi ng loob niya, yung bubog niya, yun si Ricky Lee nag-term, bubog means our seat of passion. Yeah. Everybody, we all, nag-Ricky Lee workshop ka ba?
Hindi, but I had Miss Bing Castro. She was my mentor.
Oh my God, kamusta na si Bing?
Ayun, okay naman siya.
Kasabayan ko si Bing. Payat pa ba siya? Payat pa ba si Bing?
Oo. Alam mo, hindi naman siya tumataba. So,
ayun.
Ayun.
Yun. So anyway, yung seat of passion, every single person has. We have plenty of seats of passion. Like, ano yung bubog mo nung maliit ka? Formative years, di ba? Yung core memories mo. Bakit tayo ganyan? Yes. Bakit ganito tayo mag-decision? Bakit ganito tayo ma-in love? Kasi may nangyari sa atin. So yung kay John Lloyd, ang seat of passion niya is number 2 ako. Number 2 ako. So nung inano siya talaga ni Lyda, prioritize siya ni Lyda, naintindihan mo kung bakit siya na in love kay Lyda. Kahit na magkalayo sila ng agwat sa buhay. So ngayon, lahat ng characters din mo ngayon, meron siyang seat of passion. So yun yung naging parang basihan ng lahat ng mga magiging decision ng characters.
Ganda. O meron pa tayong free writing workshop from
Correct! My
Jimpy, di ba?
God! Isipin mo,
Grabe.
my God,
Oo.
nahalungkat ako. Naalala ko pa pala yan.
Oo. Saya, di ba? Oh, sa ating pagbabalik, ito na. Ito na yung mga excited ako kasi pag-uusapan na natin yung mga key scenes and moments sa Magkaribal. So for those who are watching sa Kapamilya Online Live, I'm sure mababalik-balikan nyo ito. Kaya tayo ay magkakaroon ng quick commercial break and then we'll be back dito sa Rewind at Throwback Podcast.
This is Mike and Ham from Please Pause. Meron kaming munting podcast where we talk about all things TV and film. And despite that, surprisingly, we are still married.
Control freak ka kasi sa podcast na to.
30 seconds lang po ang meron tayo. Pakibilisan.
From blockbusters to classics, superheroes to love teams, hit series to teleseryes, join us as we have meaningful and meaningless conversations on the stuff we watched. Someday, mababago ka rin ang tagline na yan.
Check out Please Pause on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and other major podcast platforms.
See you there!
And we are back here on Rewind and Throwback Podcast and we are still talking about one of our very favorite shows. Ako, favorite ko siya. Kasi kayo baka one of lang. Pero ako number one ko siya. Ang Magkaribal. And we have its creator, G3 San Diego. So, eto na. Ang pag-uusapan na natin, yung mga key moments, siya, key scenes sa Magkaribal. At unang-una na doon, ako ito talaga yung favorite week ko. Yung parang pag inuulit ko siya every time, kailangan hindi ako hihinto dito. Yung tug of war na fashion show.
Okay.
Oo.
Yun.
So, sobrang ganda talaga nun. As in, parang, alam mo yung, siguro coming din ba from your background sa pagsusulat ng events and specials? Kasi sobrang naging maganda. Okay, game. Take it away.
Totoo. Parang sabi namin, kasi very, very incidental lang na every week merong, may parang episode. Episodic kasi siya. So parang episodic siya pero hindi siya episodic kasi tuloy-tuloy siya. So yung creative manager ko, si Henry Kitain, siya yung nakaisip, hindi every week meron tayong title. Para siyang pelikula. Para siyang may pelikula kang pinapanood every week. Ganyan. So nilagyan niya ng mga titles. Tapos yung producer ko rin, si Jenny Ocampo, ginawa niyang OBB. So parang dati kasi walang mga OBB yung mga teleserye, kwento agad. Ito, ginawa niya ng OBB.
Si
So
Mother Jenny pala nag-isip nun.
Series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, si Miss Jenny nag-isip ng OBB ng Magkaribal. So, yun. So parang nagkaroon kami tuloy ng guide every week na parang, ito yung objective kasi ito yung title. So dapat ganito yung mangyari. By the end of the week, dapat may event. Kailangan eventized. So, whether it's a fashion show or a boxing match, diba? Kasi boxer si Derek. Basta every week, may major event. Parang you're leading up to a major event. Like when you watch Gossip Girl, diba? Parati silang may party sa dulo or parati silang may whatever, may pasabog sila sa dulo. So this was the first. And, sabi ko, kailangan, very authentic. Bumukha siyang, kasi alam mo yung mga pag nanonood ka, tapos parang fashion, my God, yung mga tsaka ng mga damit, ganyan. So, mabuti na lang, I have relationships also with designers. So parang, I called in a favor to Michael Cinco. I think the gown that she was wearing there was the pink gown Bea was wearing. Was that the one? The pink gown that she was wearing was a Michael Cinco. And before that, wala pang nagma-Michael Cinco talaga sa teleserye. So kami, ingat na ingat kami dun sa gown. At ngayon ko lang to sasabihin, pero my God, forgive us, Michael Cinco. Pero napunit yung dulo ng gown na yun. Pinanghi talaga. Oo, kasi sumakay siya ng motorcycle, whatever, ganyan. Basta nung pinakita, nung in-unveil namin yung gown dun sa venue, nung tinitingnan namin, ang ganda, 250,000 pesos yung gown. Kasi sabi ng, my God, ang mahal, ganyan. Ingatan. So napunit yung dulo, nalokit din si Bea. Sabi niya, ay, hindi ako yung gumawa niyan. So anyway, na-remensyahan naman siya, na-repair namin siya. So binilik naman namin siya ng maayos. Pero yes, the tug of war was, if I remember correctly, you have to guide me kasi sobrang lola na ako.
Sige.
Pero yun, parang kailangan makita mo rin na itong dalawang to, meron silang talent, meron silang competency. Kasi hindi pwedeng, alam mo yon, parang sinabi mo lang na fashion designer, you have to see them also at work. Kailangan makita mo rin yung ginawa nila. Kailangan kasi yung character, nakikita mo rin yung competency. Kasi pag hindi mo makita yun, halimbawa, magpapapeles lang, design lang, hindi ka maniniwala. So it had to be very, very realistic. And talagang kailangan, you're setting up kasi Magkaribal. So Magkaribal isn't just magkaribal na magkapatid, magkaribal din sa atensyon ng ama. So, if you remember, the logo was the silhouette of two women, di ba?
Yes.
Everybody thought that it was Victoria and Gelai, but it was actually Victoria and Vera. Yun yung silhouette nilang dalawa.
Sa likod,
Yung
di ba?
Oo,
Yung parang ano,
yun.
oo.
So, sila talaga yung magkaribal dito.
Oo.
Yun. Kasi syempre, ang objective mo, magkasundo yung dalawang magkapatid eh. So, hanggang sa dulo, ang magkaribal talaga si Vera at si Victoria. So yun,
Correct.
so what better way to cement that this is a rivalry and that this is a fashion rivalry than with a fashion show. So I think that was the objective.
Sorry, mali ako. Hindi pala the Alexander Jacobs, yung great fight pala yun. Ito pala yung pagiging presidente ng FDGP.
Ayun! Oh my God, true. Kasi ang existing president was Vera. Kasi if you remember, parang ang external objective ni Gretchen, sinabi niya talaga yung external objective niya. Kukunin ko ang lahat sa'yo maski pangalan mo. Ganyan. Wala akong ititira. So, lahat ng steps ni Victoria sa paghihiganti niya, gagawin niya because ang objective niya is kukunin niya lahat kay Vera. So, it starts with the position, ganyan, yung presidency. Kaya malaking plot point siya. Kasi parang ito yung unti-unti na nag-chip away. Yung parang lahat ng meron kay Vera. Kasi si Vera, at this point, kasi nasa kanya lahat. Si Manuel, yung fame, yung presidency, whatever, ganyan. So, nasa kanya lahat. So, isa-isa tong kukunin sa kanya ni Victoria. So, that was the first major step that she took from her.
Pero sobrang ganda. Pati yung mga stills, yung mga ano nila. Ang gaganda ng mga ganun. Yung mga the 2010 women driven to succeed, keme-keme. Tsaka yung mga si Vera, parang ang hugot niya nun, mga love of a dream.
Yeah,
ganyan.
Correct. Ano yun talaga? Talagang nag-enjoy kami sa scripting nito kasi baklaan talaga. So, syempre yung mga writers ko rin, bakla yung mga writers ko. Tapos si Jay Fernando rin, bakla. Di ba parang lahat kami doon, parang, talagang ginawa talaga namin tong masaya, binakla talaga namin siya. Nag-enjoy lang kami sa pagsusulat nito. Because, when you've set up already the outline and, your plot points and everything, the fun part begins. And the fun part is really creating dialogue. Diba? Yun yung pinakamasayang gawin sa pagsusulat ng teleserye. Kung paano mo siya ita-dialogue. So yun, lumabas lahat ng kabaklaan namin dito.
So ito na. Syempre, ang dialogue, no? Ang you want war, I'll give you war. Sabihin mo na kung saan at kailan, I'll be there in my red stilettos. Diba?
Sabihin lang kung saan at kailan, I'll be there in my red stilettos. Ang kwento niyan, hindi ako nagsulat niyan. Ako yung nagsulat niyan sa script. Pero ang gumawa ng line na yan is one of my writers, si Jimpy de la Cruz, na nasa GMA na rin ngayon. Head writer na siya doon. Nung promo week kasi, pinagawa kami lahat ng promo reel. So sa script namin yung promo reel. So isa-isa kaming gumawa ng mga promo reels for each character. Ang napili for Victoria is yun nga, yung You Want War, I'll Give You War, which was written by Jimpy in the plug. It was for the plug. It was for the trailer. But then it wasn't in the original script. Wala siya dun sa script. Kaya lang sabi ni Direk Noel, kailangan natin kasi pumatok siya hindi naman namin alam na papatok siya dun sa mga trailer na maging iconic yung line. So sabi niya, kailangan ipasok natin yung line na yan sa script kasi na siya, may recall na siya. So dinagdag ko lang siya. But it was really originally written for the trailer by one of the writers, si Jimpy nga. So yun. So from there, parang ganito na yung magiging flavor ng batuhan ng linya. Ano talaga, tarayan ng husto, ganyan.
Correct. Ano yung for you, ano ang favorite mong linya, if you can remember?
Oh my God, hindi ko na maalala. Wait. Ang dami kasi. Like, I really like, parang what I remember is parang yung bandang dulo na. And this was written naman by DJ Lingan. Yung eulogy ni Vera for Manuel. Kasi parang nagkakilala sila sa Milan, 'di ba? Parang yun nga yung sinasabi mo, love, ganyan. Yung mga writers ko kasi iba-iba sila ng flavor. So itong mga love, galing to kay BJ. Na parang yung ending niya nag-Italian siya kasi nga 'di ba sa Milan, I forget the exact line, but I found it so powerful and so nostalgic. Kasi nga, parang, why is she speaking Italian all of a sudden? Because they met in Milan. Sa Italy sila nagkakilala. Sa Italy sila na in love. So, it sort of legitimizes also the love story of Manuel and Vera. So, I think more of the Tarayan lines, I think the lines that were more heartfelt were the ones that, really struck me. So, yun yung mga nagustuhan ko.
Kanina yung
Favorite ko eh. Basta yun.
Love is a liability. It makes you do the most stupid things.
I think that's mine. I think, if I'm not mistaken, hindi mo na rin kasi kasi parang objective, dapat nagsusulat kayo, di ba? Parang kailangan isa lang yung tono nyo. So parang, parati ba kami magkakasama? Pag nagsusulat, lock-in kami. So hindi ko na malaman kung, kasi ang trabaho mo kasi as a head writer, itotono mo siya, di ba? Like, halimbawa, kasi iba-iba yung nagsusulat yan, tag-iisa sila ng araw because sa teleserye is 5 days. So, 1 day for this writer, 1 day for day 2 for this writer, ganyan-ganyan. So, ikaw, ang gagawin mo, itotono mo siya lahat. So, kailangan isang boses lang siya, yung 5 araw na yon. So, yun yung trabaho ko. Apart from that, nagsusulat din ako ng araw. Minsan sa akin din yung day 1, day 2, ganyan. Ina-assign namin para lahat kasi siya hand to mouth siya hindi mo kayang, hindi mo siya kayang gawin na ikaw lang ang magsusulat ng buong linggo kasi inaantay. So, para mas mabilis, sabay-sabay niya siyang sinusulat. Diyos ko, parang ilang buwan din kaming naka-lock-in, hindi namin nakikita yung mga pamilya namin, mga jowa namin magkakasama. Kaya yung jowa ko ngayon, ginawa ko na rin writer sa Magkaribal para magkasama, may quality time na rin kami, ganyan. So all of the Louis parts, yung mga plot points sa panlalaki, siya naman yung sumusulat. Parang ganyan. So ngayon, matutone mo na siya. Ngayon. And surprisingly, that guy writer, my ex, he was really, parang na-imbibe din niya yung pagka-babae ng characters. Kasi nakakagawa rin siya ng mga magagandang linya ng mga women characters, not just the male characters. But yes, yun. So parang yun yung naging assembly line namin. Ganun yung naging proseso namin sa pagsusulat. And I think it was also practiced in other teleseries na each writer is assigned 1 day each para mabilis yung paglarga ng script. Parang ganun yung proseso. Which is not ideal. Kasi syempre, di ba dapat kung gagawa ka ng ikaw dapat talaga susulat lahat para throughout the teleserye hindi mo naririnig iba-ibang style, iba-ibang boses ng pagsusulat, iba-ibang boses ng writer. But then that was the practice back then, and it was really a communal way of writing. Mahirap siya, it's very tricky, but nairaos siya.
Especially for you kasi ikaw ang head writer, di ba? Grabe.
Yes, nakakaloka.
Pero yun na, napuntahan natin si Manuel. So talagang parte yun ng kwento na somewhere along the way, kailangan niyang mawala.
In the middle.
Yes.
In the middle. And then at the time kasi, yun, alam namin na mamamatay siya. Pero hindi namin alam kung paano siya mamamatay. Kasi alam ko nahulog siya sa building diba? Parang in saving. Dapat kasi in saving. Tapos ang painful nun kasi parang yun yung time na nalaman na niya na anak niya si Gelai. Diba? Parang yun yung, alam na niya na anak. Nasasabihin niya, kaya lang may tulog si Gelai. Parang alam mo yun, that was the moment. It was very painful because, parang akala mo talaga magre-reunite na sila. Na parang, oh my God. Kaya lang kasi pag nangyari yun, tapos na yung kwento, diba? Kailangan mahaba siya. Na-extend din kasi kami. So, kailangan talaga in the plot point mamamatay. Kaya lang kasi sobra ring ganda ng pagka-craft ng character ni Mark Hill kay Manuel. Sobrang beloved siya. Sobrang talagang mahal na mahal siya ng mga viewers. So, nung namatay siya, I remember, dinian pa ako ni Sherry Hill, rest her soul. Sabi niya, why did you kill him off? So, oh my God, tinatarayan ako yung Sherry Hill sa DM. Nakakaloka. Ganyan. So, sabi ko, masabing, parang, it's part of the story. Ayun ang sabi ko, it's part of the story. Ganyan. So, it propels the character forward, di ba? Kasi kailangan din magalit si Gelai. Hindi naman siya pwedeng sweetie-sweetie. Throughout the whole, kailangan meron din siyang panghugutan. Magalit din siya dapat kay Gretchen kasi parang hindi niya, alam mo yun, yung gusto niya makilala yung tatay niya, pero yun na, nandiyan na pala the whole time, hindi niya nalaman na yun yung tatay niya. So kailangan kargahan yung character ni Bea. So the death of Manuel was very important for Gelai's character. So that kargado siya moving forward in the show.
Tsaka sinave siya, so ang bigat nun for her.
That's true, that's true. Kailangan talaga yung death ni Manuel, hindi lang siya basta death. Dapat in saving. Kasi parang kailangan din, may redemption yung character ni Manuel. Kasi iniwanan niya yung mga anak niya eh. Parang, di ba,
Oo.
dapat, in his final moment, it was an act of saving. Otherwise, di ba, parang hindi siya mariredeem. So
Oo.
yun, redemptive yung death niya kasi it was in saving Jelay. Kaya pala nahulog oo yun. Hindi siya, basta yun. I remember na kailangan bigyan siya ng closure in that way na parang okay nakabawi ako, naiwan ko man siya, parang nailigtas ko naman siya, parang between her life and mine, 'di ba, yung sa kanya yung nawala to save his daughter. So yun, so kailangan very very noble yung death niya,
Oo.
very redemptive.
Mhm.
Yun, kaya importante siya. It was like one of the most important plot points in the story, the death of Manuel.
Correct. Sorry, bago ako mapunta sa ending, dapat kasi ending na yung question ko. Ang nakalimutan ko dito na ilagay was the wedding na hindi natuloy. So, yun din, meant yun na hindi
Yun lang
matuloy for Louie and Gelai. Kasi si Gretchen, si Victoria ay nakunan. Pinuntahan siya the day of the wedding, pinuntahan niya si Louie. Tapos bigla siyang nakunan. So, kailangan i-rush ni Louie sa ospital. Tapos hindi dumating si Louie
Oo.
dun sa wedding.
Oo, kasi si Ricky Lee naman nagsabi nito. Kasi ako, in my mind, kailangan talaga ang ending nitong si Louie is si Victoria. Dapat siya
Ah.
talaga yung makatuluyan. Kaya lang sabi ni Sir Ricky, hindi kasi siya magiging sister story kung may napuntahan siya either kay Jelay or kay Victoria. 'Di ba?
Mhm.
Hindi siya magiging sister story. So the integrity of the concept is really that it's a sister story. Magkaribal yun yung title eh. So kapag binigay mo yung lalaki dun sa isa sa kanilang magkapatid, may nanalo, parang ganyan.
Ah.
So importante rin na yung character ni Louie hindi mapunta to either of them. Kasi as long as buhay yung Louie, 'di ba? Parating may danger na mag-aaway yung magkapatid. Kasi love yan eh. Parang what is the strongest force that can break, a sisterhood? It's really just love, di ba? So, as long as the possibility of love, it just so happens na they fell in love with the same man, di ba? In different points of their life. So, as long as that possibility of love is alive, then the bond of sisterhood will always be volatile. Parang magiging very, very volatile yung bond nilang dalawa. Kasi parating may tutukso. So yun. So ako, I did not agree that the character of Louis should die or yung hindi matuloy yung kasal, okay lang yun. Pero yung mamatay yung character ni Louis, I didn't completely agree with it at first. But then I understood na, okay, sige, yes, I understand that this is really how it should end because this is, after all, at the very core of the story, a sister story. Yun.
Oo. Pero ganda naman ng death, ng ending kasi meron nga siyang last gift kay Victoria, 'di ba? Ang katotohanan na si
True.
Jelay ang
Yes.
kapatid. So paano niyo yun green off that last week? Ay hindi pa lang doon sa last week yung pa lang yung finale dress na nagkapareho, 'di ba?
Paano na nga ba yun? My God, you have to remind me.
Okay, so
Nag-fashion
fashion show, parang meron silang final showdown na Metro Wear, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos doon una nagkaroon ng inkling
okay.
na bakit pareho kami ng design na design na damit. So una akala ninakaw yung designs. Yung pala, sa nanay kong design yan. Tapos parang doon siya natigatig si Victoria.
Oo, sa Esplanade namin sinut sa SM MOA. Tama. Yan yung design ng nanay, 'di ba? Tama ba? Ayun,
Yes.
oo, yun. Kasi kailangan kasi the moment na malaman nila magkapatid sila, tapos na yung kwento, 'di ba? Parang hindi talaga i-withhold mo kaya namatay si Manuel, kaya ganyan kasi hindi mo pwedeng i-reveal na magkapatid sila kasi that will be the end of your story. So yun, so what is the most exquisite device to make them know na magkapatid sila, hindi sasabihin lang. Ayoko yung pinapasa lang yung information. It has to be symbolic. Kailangan talaga may device. Hindi sabi, nanay, magkapatid kayo, ganyan. So, it has to be very symbolic. So, I think the similar design, it wasn't just, to show na, magkaribal talaga sila. It was really, the core of each designer, each sister, na parang, yung pagiging designer nila is attributed to their mother. Parang ganyan. Yun din yung for my mom, di ba? Parang it started with just one design. Parang you are identified by, your passions are identified by the things that influence you when you were young, di ba? Everything, di ba, comes down to, what you do with your life that is, that stems from what your core is in the beginning, yun. So parang I felt like, kasi sino na nga ba yung nanay dyan? Si Dimples
Si
ba yung nanay
Dimples,
dyan?
yes.
Oo. Na kailangan kasi yung pangarap nung nanay na hindi natuloy, matuloy ng each sister. 'Di ba? Kailangan pareho silang magawa nila yung pangarap ng nanay nila. It just so happens that pareho siya because it's the same dream and it's the same person who designed it. So, magkakapareho talaga yung damit nila because, essentially, they both have the same dream because it came from their mothers. Both of their dreams came from their mother.
Oo. At doon na nangyari na namatay na si Louie, ganyan, nalaman na. Tas ang ganda-ganda ng eksena sa sementeryo, yung finally na nagkita na sila na alam na ni Gretchen na magkapatid sila.
Ay, oo, kinilabutan ako dyan. Ganda ng pagka-direct ni Direct Noel dyan. Direct Noel ba yun? Si Direct May? Nakalimutan ko na eh. Basta yun yung may hangin-hangin pa, di ba? Yung parang hinangin, tapos lumingon siya, na parang they didn't have to speak. Wala nang dialogue. Yung nagkatinginan lang sila, alam na nila na sila, alam yun, na magkapatid sila. Well, alam naman talaga na ni Gretchen, di ba? Na yun, na magkatinginan sila. Tinginan lang, I don't think it would have been as powerful if there was dialogue there. Di ba? Parang ginawa ni Direk, hinanginan lang niya. Parang, parang si Louie yan. Parang nag-blow ng kiss si Louie sa inyo. Parang regalo niya yan sa inyong dalawa. That his death was not in vain. It was also, to bring the sisters together. So, in a way, it ties all the loose ends because, parang, they fell in love with the same man. And yet this man that they both fell in love with was responsible in bringing them together. Parang ganyan.
And finally, the chandelier. The controversial chandelier na hindi mo alam may natamaan ba o wala, nahulog pa. Bumili pa ako ng DVD niyan para lang magkaalaman kung ano ba talaga nangyari. Although understood naman. Pero, was it part of your plan na parang, pahulaan natin kung may namatay ba o hindi until the end?
Hindi ko alam kung part of the plan yan. Pero kasi kailangan may malaking eksena na gagawin si Vera. Di ba? Si Vera yung di ba? Kailangan may gagawin. Kasi yung napanood ko dati, yung War of the Roses, yung kay Michael Douglas, tsaka Kathleen Turner. Favorite na movie ko yun. Yung para silang Mr. and Mrs. Smith, na unang Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Sa chandelier din sila nag-keme-keme. I don't know if you saw that movie. But parang sabi ko, chandelier. Tapos sila parang yung production, parang, oh my God, paano tayo, ang mahal ang chandelier, keme-keme. Kasi parang it was such an expensive show to mount. Kasi yung mga ideas talaga namin, pinagbibigyan naman, kaya lang ginagawa ng paraan. Like, for example, like, gusto namin sa helicopter bababa si ganyan-ganyan. Ay, magkano magrenta ng helicopter? 350,000. So, ang ginawa na lang nila, sound effects lang ng helicopter. Basta may isang eksena, alam ko na parang, kailangan may helicopter dyan! Keme. Tapos yung helicopter, ganun lang yung narinig mo. Wala kang nakitang helicopter. Pero ito kasi, kailangan talaga, kasi finale naman, so kailangan talaga may dyan, ganyan. I don't know whose idea it was to cliffhang that, kung may natamaan or wala, ganyan. Basta ang alam ko, in the end, kailangan the head bites the tail. Meaning, yung hindi nagawa ni Victoria as Catherine Bernardo, nung naghiwalay sila, hindi niya nailigtas sa apoy. Kailangan ma-redeem din si Victoria. So, ang ending talaga niyan is dapat sa kagagawan din, sa lahat ng paghihiganti na nangyayari, ganyan-ganyan, ang naging, ang naging parang, what do you call this? Ang naging collateral is really si Bea. Kaya, di ba, yung nasunog yung atelier, na siya yung nasusunog. Di ba, yung Catherine kasi hindi niya naligtas yung kapatid niya. So ito, na kailangan gawin talaga, sinugod talaga ni Victoria yung apoy. Sinunog niya yung apoy at nailigtas niya. I think it was such a powerful moment. I think I pitched it to Direct May at the time and I was pitching it to Direct May in the conference. I remember she was crying. Ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, oh my God, ganyan. Kasi sabi niya, yeah, I think that's a great way to. Kasi pag nagtatapos ka ng teleserye, lahat ng binuksan mo na plot points, kailangan isa-isa mo siya isasara. Tapos isasara mo yung pinakadulo. Kailangan yun nga, the head bites the tail. Kailangan paikot siya. So, we had to give that to the sister. Okay, we had to give that to Victoria because she, after all, was the protagonist. And, what she failed to do as a teenager, she had to do. as a grown woman. So yun nga, so parang kailangan talaga na yung hindi niya nagawa as a teenager, magawa niya as a grown woman, as Victoria. So binigay namin talaga siya dun sa character na yun. Yun yung moment niya.
Tas yung pinaka-ending din, no, very parang full circle na, 'di ba, yung sa billboard, nakaray-karay niya, tas
Yes.
nakakita din siya ng dalawang magkapatid.
True. Yun. Mahilig kami sa bookends, mahilig kami sa sinasara, mahilig kami sa yun, na sa full circle moments. Kaya importante rin na ganun siya mag-end. Kasi I think yung opening sequence was that, diba? Nakakita sila ng billboard ni Vera. So yun. So I think that was a good touch. That was a nice touch to the end.
Pag inuulit-ulit ko yan, naiiyak pa rin ako dun sa part na yun. Tapos yung
Oh,
lalabas
really?
yun parang nag-pan up na siya, tapos naglumabas. Kasi di ba nung last day nyo, walang episode title. Tapos yung pala, tapos dun sa ending pinakita yung the finale. Ano ba yan? Naiyak talaga ako dun sa part na yun. Nung pinanood ko siya ulit na parang, ay, tapos na, wala nang magkaribal. Tapos buti na lang, hindi ko alam kung si Miss Jeannie ang makakasagot nito or whoever. Pero salamat at hindi nyo in-end ng bloopers. Kasi masisira yung momentum talaga kapag kunyari, parang,
ayaw niya. Oo. Ayaw ni Miss Jeannie, ayaw ni Miss Des. Parang, kasi di ba usually pag nag-end teleserye, picture ng mga tao, ganyan-ganyan, yung mga production, ganyan-ganyan. Naging tradition na siya. Yun, ayaw niya. It had to be very cinematic as well. Kasi sinimulan mo na siya ng cinematic. I have to credit the producers for, making it such a groundbreaking series na parang from the OBB, ang dami rin niyang binago in terms of the teleserye landscape, in terms of, creating OBBs, in terms of it being thematic every week, in terms of the treatment, my directors and my producers, and of course, all of the writers. Yun, talagang hindi naman siya magagawa ng, hindi siya collaborative. So I think it was also, the producers were also very involved in the creative process. Hindi lang sila yung parang, alam mo yun, very administrative. They were also very creative about the approach and the treatment, and it was just really one great creative collaborative effort for the whole team. That's why they really really wanted to replicate it sana, kaya lang hindi na siya.
At yun ay ang Alta. Sorry. Mamaya na natin yun.
Ayun na nga.
Puntahan. Pero meron ka pa bang pa-trivia or mga kwento about the show na parang gusto mo nang i-share na hindi pa namin alam na, shucks, ito pala ang kwento sa likod ng Magkaribal?
Ano ba yung mga, kaya lang baka sampalin ako ng mga artista. Ano ba yung mga behind it? Basta meron mga ganyan-ganyan. Kaya baka sampalin ako. Basta naalala ko, sabi ko, gusto ko makita yung puwet ni Derek. Ganyan. Yun. So sinasama siya sa script, parang ganyan. So hindi ko naman sinabi kay Derek na, gusto lang namin makita yung puwet niya. So yung marka talaga nilagay sa puwet. Parang sino bang director yun? Sabi, totoo ba yan? Ginagawa ba talaga yan? Sabi ko, opo, ginagawa.
Oh my gosh, pwede ba isama yun?
May butt exposure siya doon. Tapos pinag-usapan namin ng malala ng mga producer na parang, oh my God, may MTRCB tayo, ganyan-ganyan. Hindi po kasi part po yan ng story. Hindi po nila pwedeng i-edit out yan, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos yung mga mura-mura, si Jay Fernando, naglagay siya because of Jay Fernando na nakaligtas yung mga mura-mura na, may mga lines kasi na may bad words eh. Sabi na hindi na edit.
Yung mga bitch, di ba? Bawal na yan ngayon. Sinasaway na siya.
Yung punyeta, ayun, contribution talaga ni Jay, Fernando yun. Yung mga matatapang na linya sa kanya yun.
Pero how do you feel na yun nga, regarded talaga ang characters nyo sa Magkaribal as of course empowered women? And before siya mauso kasi, although syempre nandiyan naman na yung mga Marimar, iisa pa lamang na mga revenge driven at yung mga babae hindi nagpapatalo. Pero dito kasi sa Magkaribal, parang walang api. Yung lahat may mga low moments, pero lahat sila can really rise above everything.
Yeah. We were very conscious in not making them martyrs. So we wanted to make them modern women. And hindi na yung inaapi. Yung parang ako, hindi ko na rin gusto yung, although kinalakihan naman natin yung inaapi-api, di ba yung si Mara Clara na parang pumapayag siyang inaapi-api siya ni Gladys na ilang taon, di ba, na tumakbo. Ito, we were very conscious that it was a women-centric teleserye. And we wanted really to, give that message that these women are empowered and they're flawed characters, but these are the things that happen to them and these are the courses of action that they decided to take, ganyan. And we didn't know that it was going to resonate until today, that, the empowered character woman would be relevant up to today. Siyempre, at the time, it was sort of, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but maybe it was regarded as that because, I think we also had very, very strong actors. I think it was the show that gave two Best Actress awards to either character, di ba? Vera and Victoria, pareho silang nanalo doon. And then inakyat din kami sa IMEs and stuff like that. So we didn't know. We were just simply having fun and we were just very conscious in making the characters empowered. Yun. So I suppose yun because babae yung team eh. Talagang binabae ko na yung lahat. Oo, parang yun. Parang we just really had fun with this. We had a lot of fun with this. Of course, it's very stressful. But, once kasi you have a hit show, kasi I've had many shows, some were hits, some were not hits, diba? You know that, management is breathing down on your neck when your show is not doing so well, diba? And that's the toughest position to be in. But if you know that your show is a hit, diba? Parang it gives you a lot of freedom creatively to do the things that you want, to say the things that you want to say. And they just let you be because, the show is working. So I think had it been not that successful, then we would have had a hard time in, getting away with the things that we were able to get away with. But yeah, I think hindi naman mawawala talaga yung central objective na to make these women memorable, iconic, and empowered. Yun. So, kailangan kasi pag nanonood ka ng teleserye, meron kang nakukuha sa mga characters na sinasalamin yung buhay mo at saka binibigyan ka rin ng power to own your own story and your own narrative. And, parang it was an afterthought maybe that, these women were very inspirational to other women. But, we wanted to create really, really strong characters, women characters.
Mm-hmm. And parang hindi parang successful naman kayo doon talaga na hindi akalain na parang ine-enjoy nyo lang. Pero kasi pag nakita mo yung Magkaribal, parang ang mahal-mahal talaga, ang grabe, ang engrande. Parang first teleserye to na nakita kong ganon. Kasi yung isa pa lamang is medyo social din, pero ibang level tong Magkaribal, yung parang mga damit pa lang, ang mamahal na. Parang siguro magkano per episode o per taping day ang nagagastos. Grabe. Tapos, hindi halata na yung mga ibang eksena sa ABS lang pala shoot. Nung nagko-cover na lang ako ng mga events sa ABS, doon ko na lang na-realize, ito pala yun. Pero pag tingnan mo sa TV, ang ganda.
Correct. We had a very brilliant production designer who's also friends with our director, si Noel Naval. And because of course, our director Noel Naval was also very stylish. Alam mo yun, he really made sure na ganyan yung ano. But it was really Elfren Vibar that designed the whole thing na kailangan, and magaganda lang kasi talaga yung mga gamit ni Gretchen talaga. So alam mo, at some point then designers were already lending us their clothes, alam mo yun, because it was such a hit and they wanted to be a part of it, and it wasn't really hard na to borrow costumes and stuff like that. And they were really like, our producers were really devoted in capturing the style of it. Kailangan talaga authentic na ganyan. Hindi yung mukhang chipipay. Kailangan talaga, alam mo yun, mamahalin yung itsura. So yun, because we also had a very brilliant production designer, si Elfren Vibar nga.
Yeah, at bongga naman kasi parang kayo lang ata yung show na yun na nag-number 1 sa ratings kahit nasa 4th slot na, 3rd, 4th slot, di ba? Nung parang finale week nyo.
Oo. Correct. Tama. Late na late nga pala kami, no? Oo. Dulong-dulo.
Nasad ako niyan eh. Yung parang, may isang show na pinasok dyan eh. Kaya bigla kayo naging fourth slot, Maraklara ba or something. Basta, yung kasalanan ng idol yun eh, di ba? Kasi hindi sila nagre-rate. Tapos parang bigla nag-shuffle. Tapos parang pati kayo, muntik pang madamay.
Yun ba yun?
Oo.
Yun ba yun? Okay, true. Hindi ko na maalala yan. But yeah, oo nga, late kami. correct.
Grabe. So
Late night.
ano na lang ang message mo siguro for those na hanggang ngayon nakaka-appreciate pa rin ng Magkaribal and something na hindi talaga siya makalimutan. Kasi kahit, di ba usually yung mga hindi natin nakakalimutang shows, like kunyari yung mga probinsyano level sa 7 taon. Pero ito parang ilang weeks, 19 weeks lang kayo, pero ang tagal niyang nagre-resonate sa mga
Yeah.
tao.
It was originally intended to be just 13 weeks. Kasi that was the time na yung teleserye, nakikita mo na yung katapusan. May start to end ka. Kasi karaniwan, kapag gumagawa ng teleserye, hindi mo alam yung alam mo lang yung ending niya, pero hindi mo alam kung saan siya, kung kailan ka pupunta doon. Kasi i-extend mo na i-extend yung gitna, di ba? But this one, we saw an end. We knew that it was going to be 13 weeks, but then they extended us na. So umabot siya ng 19 weeks. Kaya lang parang our producers also did not want to compromise the integrity of the story. Kasi pag in-extend mo na extend yan, parang wala nang, alam mo yun, parang masyado na siyang mini-piece.
Yes.
Diba? That's how you do it. So when they decided to end it nga, parang kami lahat, parang okay, at least diba, parang tapos na siya and everything ganyan. And for those who still appreciate it up to this, I think the last time I saw it was maybe in the pandemic, just a few episodes or maybe just a couple of scenes on TikTok. I found it so dated. Sabi ko, oh my God, maybe because it really is, from the early 2010s and it's like 13 years ago. But for those who still appreciate it and find meaning to it or still feel empowered because of it, I mean, like, thank you so much. That show changed my life in so many ways. Diba? Parang it was really the highlight of my career. And, I never thought that, it would be something that would resonate this long. I didn't think that it had so much legs, to reach this point. But again, that was such a watershed moment for me and for the actors that were in it. And, the producers and the writers and everybody else. But for me, mostly it was very life-changing. I didn't think that I was, capable of creating something that's long-lasting. But parang I feel like when my time is over, I think something that's going to outlive me is this teleserye and the other one that I made. And, it's a great thing to know that, you created something that, will outlive you. Na parang ngayon, kasi di ba karaniwan pag nanonood ka ng teleserye, parang sobrang na siyang dated. Parang it doesn't, it doesn't hold the same weight as today. But, hearing that from you, that it still matters to fans like you of the show and people like you, parang it gives me parang so much joy to hear that, the things that you made in the past are still relevant to today. It's it's mind-blowing to me. It humbles us in a way, and it makes us feel that at least you were able to do something good in the past, diba? And it's something that you can share later on, much later on. And when they look back at your career or something, that's going to be one of the shining moments, the milestones. And I'm very, very proud of the show up to this day. In the middle of the show, I think I went to the States then. Parang I left it to Jay, and I had to take a break because it was very stressful at some point. And even in the States, they were watching it. It was such a surreal moment because we had TFC back then. But yes, because it's still in the platforms to today. Sana man Netflix siya, no? Para
Correct.
wala kasi akong access to the platforms na kung saan siya umiere. But yeah, and I'm very, very grateful to the actors, especially to Gretchen, because she really spearheaded that thrust, and of course to Bea. She gave so much to that show also. And of course, Angel and everybody in the cast. Parang it was, when we had our Thanksgiving party, I remember, it was such a joyous occasion. Nobody was sad that it ended. Parang it was such a feather in everyone's cap. And, it's something to remember. And up to now, I'm still friends with everyone in the show, everyone in the cast. Diba? Parang like Arlene Mulak and I are still, pretty much DMing and stuff. Parang it's really long lasting. When you work in show business, kasi parang it's project per project. Diba? Parang you can't wait to move on to the next one. And then of course you realize, oh, I worked with this person before. But it's different when you create something great. It's when you create something great, you always have that together. And it's such a large team. It's such a big team. The success of the show is not because of one individual person. It's because of the collaboration of everybody. I think everybody was just so excited to create this. And everybody was so inspired by this. So, yun, lalabas pag nag-enjoy yung mga tao sa paggawa ng isang narrative. Lumalabas siya sa produkto. Diba? Hindi mo
Oo.
siya, malalaman mo sa writing, makikita mo sa writing kung mahal ng mga tao yung ginawa nila sa pag-act, sa pag-direct, sa pag-produce. Makikita mo talagang this was really made by love. It was a labor of love on everybody's part. So thank you to everyone who still remembers it. I don't know if that's a lot of people, but I'm so grateful that you did an episode, dedicated to this. It's so touching to me. And to hear you say all those things now, that it's your favorite show is really just so flattering. So thank you so much.
Promise, hindi yun bola. As in, siguro yung kabuuan ng show, mga 5 beses. Pero yung laging may attempt na buuin is, yun nga, mga 12 times na. Kasi bumili ako ng DVD eh. Parang pagka-end niya, hindi ako nanood na nung show ni Angel. Parang hindi ako Angel Oxin. Parang yun kasi yung pumalit sa time slot. Hindi ako maka-move on. Ang ginawa ko, since meron na nung DVD, sa oras ng 9:15 to 10 o'clock, manonood pa rin ako ng Magkaribal. And then nung nagbakasyon, pinanood pa rin. Ganong level yung adikan. Lahat ng friends ko
Wow.
sinasabi sa akin, tigilan mo na yan, di na healthy yan. Kasi paulit-ulit na. But ganda eh. Guilty pleasure talaga siya. So, thank you din. Kasi gumawa kayo ng ganitong klaseng show na talagang minahal. And kitang-kita din yung pagmamahal nyo. I mean, hindi kami ma-entertain if hindi nyo siya ganun kamahal. Kasi nakikita talaga sa show kung yung mga tao tinatamad na, yung mga tao parang tapusin na lang natin to. Pero ito, parang every eksena, every bit of the show, parang pinaghirapan, ginawa ng pagmamahal, ganyan. So, thank you din na happy kami sa produkto na panood namin.
You're welcome. And thank you to our producers, Tita Malu, everybody, Ma'am Charo also, Inang, Ricky Lee, everybody on the show. Parang yan talaga. Like, it's really everybody.
Pero, hindi naman naisip na gawa ng bokto. Kasi parang wala lang, no? I mean, nagets ko na siya na yun yung kwento talaga na magkapatid kaya hanggang dulo. Kasi di ba ngayon ang uso na yung malalaman sa gitna na magkapatid sila. So ano mangyayari pag nagkaalaman na magkapatid sila pero sa inyo doon yung sinara. Parang hindi niya nakita yung possibility na what if ano ang mangyayari sa kanila ngayon na sisters na talaga sila.
Wala, saradong-sarado na yung kwento. Sarang-sara na siya. So, hindi na namin naisip na magkakaroon siya ng part 2. We wanted to create spin-offs, and we did. We actually did one for Gretchen. She really sat down with me and she told me her life story. I think we closed the restaurant. I think she had a restaurant back then in Pasay Road. And, she just took me and one of the writers to dinner and she told me her life story, yung buhay niya talaga. And then, from there, we wanted to create something for her, and which we did. And, because I think what happened there was because of the success of Magkaribal, everybody's eyes was on the next one, was on Alta. So lahat talaga sila, talagang eagle eye sila nakatingin. And, it was my greatest frustration because I felt like that was such a great follow-up sana to Magkaribal. And it was approved on the spot, concept level pa lang. And, we worked on it so hard and we tried to revive it 3 times. But, hindi talaga siya umubra. I think largely because, the expectations were too high and everybody got so involved na it just became so tedious. And, up to now, I still hear about it and people still message me about it. And, sometimes I get a call from another person, another producer na parang, can we resurrect this? And the sad truth is the rights are not mine. The studio owns the rights. So I don't think they're ever going to produce it or whatever. But just to answer your question, the part 2, yung part 2 sana was Alta, but it was a totally different story. Yun sana yon. And we worked so hard on it, more than 3 years. But, hindi talaga siya talaga umubra. Hindi siya natuloy. So, yun.
Pero mo, thank you for sharing the story of Alta in one of your lives. Kasi naalala ko yan yung parang, actually kami yun sa PEP doon, yung nag-pick up nga ng tweet mo, di ba, na parang finally meron ng konting revelation nung sinabi mo na double murder story. Tas yun na, shinare mo na sa IG Live. Thank you din kasi para kami nagkaroon ng closure na,
Oo.
okay, so this is the story. But at the same time, ang daming parang,
Yeah.
this is the story, ba't di niya tinuloy? May mga ganong reaction, di ba?
Oo, they found it too dark. Parang sabi nila, ang dark! Sobrang dark! Murder! Sobrang dark! Hindi nila magugustuhan yan, hindi yan makakapitan. Kailangan tapos they brought in another writer, naging comedy. Tapos oh my God, I don't recommend. Bumalik na naman ako. Yung parang I became so microscopic. Like every detail, every word in the script, parang talagang skin routinized. As in, dun lang ako nakaupo ng meeting na lahat ng heads ng executives nahandon sa Chef Jessie pa to sa Rockwell. Sabi ko, bakit nandito lahat ng tao maski basta represented ng lahat ng department. Sabi ko, ba't nandito lahat ng tao para mag-feedback sa script? Usually ako rin feedback sa script. Producer, director, creative manager, and the team. Ito talagang all-star cast. Sabi ko, tapos binabasa nilang lahat. So I think everybody just intended it to be very successful because, they were very afraid for it to not work. That's why they were so eagle-eyed on it. Kasi parang ayaw nila mag-fail yung show. So parang parang ganun yung nangyari sa kanya. That was the sad part of it, letting it go kasi hindi siya talaga nag-work. Parang hindi na pagbigyan lahat ng gusto ng lahat ng mga tao. Because it was also an all-star cast. And, mas komplikado yung kwento nito eh. Yung kwento kasi nito, double murder na sanga-sanga yung mga characters eh. Sanga-sanga talaga siya. And, parang some found it implausible. Parang ako naman parang suspension of disbelief na yan. Si Gretchen at si Bea, na natin na magkapatid eh. But there were a lot of nitty-gritty things that, they zeroed in on. And, pag ikaw kasi yung writer or creator, parang pag ginagalaw yung script, parang ang sakit-sakit. Parang it's so personal to you. I think my fault also was because it became so personal to me. Na parang I was very resistant on, the changes that they wanted to make. Parang ganyan. But I felt kasi at the time na there's nothing wrong with the story, that we can tell a story of a double murder and people will watch it. But I understand that, they were really scared that it was too dark for the viewers. And they just really wanted it to be a guaranteed success. That's why everybody was involved in it. Masyadong maraming ulo na yung nandun. Kaya parang hindi na rin makagawa ng isang united vision. But then, at least it's out there. The plot is out there. One of my drunken lives, di ba? Parang ewan ko, ano bang naisip ko? Bakit ko chinika-chika yun ng gabi? Basta yun. At least it's out there. So, to this day, I still know the story by heart. Alam ko kung saan siya pupunta, kung paano siya matatapos. And I knew where it began. I think I'll give you like a bonus trivia. I read an article on JFK, John F. Kennedy Jr. and, Carolyn Kennedy. Sinabi niya doon. Parang, I think I mentioned this in the live, na parang, the only way for you to make him do anything is to ask his sister to do it and he will ask him to do it and he will do it. Parang yun yung seed ng kwento. Kasi magkapatid din to eh. Sam Milby and Gretchen. Sam Milby nga ba?
Yes.
Oo, Sam Milby. Yun. Correct, yun. So yun yung idea for the part 2, which isn't exactly a part 2. But then we'll never know, diba? Because it was never produced. But at least it's out there in the universe somehow.
Baka tumawag si Changdes sa'yo at ipa-greenlight bigla. Total, parang tanggap naman na kasi ngayon. Like, kunyari, dirty linen na talagang ang daming dirty linen sa dirty linen. Diba?
Oo, matapang na talaga yung mga teleserye ngayon. Sobrang tapang na. Maybe back then, it was really, maybe hindi siya, parang nakakatakot gumawa ng ganun teleserye before, pag murder-centric. Although kasi yun lang naman yung jump-off point ng kwento. Hindi naman siya yung buong tatakbuhin ng kwento. They just found it so implausible. Yung technicalities of how the murders were done. Parang hindi nila makita yung logic kung paano nangyari yun. Parang ganyan. Na-stuck kami doon. And, the characterization. And they wanted to make it real. Kumbaga parang MMK, yung parang totoong tao. Yung idea kasi ng Alta is para siyang Magkaribal dapat larger than life din siya. Yung mga characters larger than life. But then I think there was a directive to make it real, to bring it down to a reality kind of level. So that was really the tricky part, bringing it to a level of reality, meaning nangyayari ba yan talaga sa totoong buhay? Kailangan ganun. Yun yung mga tinanong, nangyayari ba talaga? Totoo bang may virginity test? Ginagawa pa ba yan ngayon? Yung mga mayayaman, mga alta ba ganyan sila mag-umasta? Kasi di ba ang mga tunay na mga alta, hindi sila showy, hindi sila flamboyant, which I know is not true because I went into such detailed research with the help of the magazine arm, and I really interviewed people from society, and ganun talaga naging successful. Pinanood din niya ng mga pinanood din niya ng mga alta. Kinikwento nga sa akin nung makeup artist ni Gretchen na maski yung mother-in-law niya pinapanood yon. Sumalangit na rin, rest in peace. Imelda Cuanco, pinapanood din niya yung Magkaribal. That's why parang it also, helped her also, gain some level of respect in that world. Kaya it was very important also for Gretchen to tell her story through Alta. Yun.
Kaya emotional din si
Prince, but then they gave her Princess and I. Kasi ang haba nga nung tinakbo nung Alta. So binigyan muna siya ng ibang work. Yun.
Until finally na-shelve na. Pero, malay natin, it will have its own time. But, thank you pa rin for, yun nga, sharing that. And, at least, yun nga, para sa mga curious at laging pinauulit-ulit ang teaser trailer na napakaganda na sinot sa simbahan. Na pinuntahan namin yung simbahan na yan. Tapos, nakita ko yung gate. Ay! Ito yung gate na bumukas at winelcome si, Rosana,
True,
Angelica,
yes.
diba? Yan, ako. Thank you so much, G3, for giving your time, your stories to us, no? At finally din, nalaman na namin ang kwento ng Magkaribal. So, anything that you'd like to, promote? Of course, your new show sa TV5.
Oh, yes. We have a final episode of the first season this coming Saturday, the best of TikToks, and everything, all the episodes, all 13 episodes, you're able to watch on YouTube on Karina's channel, Rated Karina. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jimpy, for your time. Thank you for allowing me to reminisce about this. I've forgotten about this, but thank you so much.
Nako, thank you din. And syempre sa lahat ng ating listeners, wow, naman ako, kala mo ang dami, no? Pero thank you pa rin, of course, lalo na sa mga women natin listeners, dahil ito ay pati ng tribute sa inyo. And just tune into our next episodes para magkaalaman pa sino pa ang mga empowered women na aming i-feature. And again, G3, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Much. Yes, wag kayong magpapaape.
Correct. Correct, yan ang final message. And with that, thank you sa ating mga ka-rewind. This has been ReWINEd at Throwback Podcast. Bye everyone. Have a great wine night sa inyong lahat.